Insofar as demographic information is concerned, it included name, date of birth, address, gender, mobile number, and email address. The latter two are optional and meant for transmitting relevant information to the AMH and for one-time password, OTP-based authentication. This information was in respect of an individual and is always in public domain. Section 2K of the Aadhaar Act specifically provides that regulations cannot include race, religion, caste, tribe, ethnicity, language, records of entitlement, income, or medical history. Therefore, sensitive information specifically stands excluded. This specific exclusion, in the context, ensures that the scope of including additional demographic information is very narrow and limited. The comprehensive reports on data protection and informational privacy was prepared by the group of experts constituted by the Planning Commission of India, which submitted a report on 16 October 2012. The 5 salient features of this report were expected to serve as a conceptual foundation for legislation protecting privacy. The framework suggested by the expert group was based on 5 salient features. I. Technological neutrality and interoperability with international standards. I. Multidimensional privacy. I. Horizontal applicability to state and non-state entities. IV. Conformity with privacy principles. And V. A co-regulatory enforcement regime. The Union government on 31 July 2017 had constituted a committee chaired by Retd, Justice B.N. Krishna, former judge of the Supreme Court of India, to review data protection norms in the country and to make recommendations. The committee released its report, and the first draft of the Personal Data Protection Bill 2018 replaced the traditional concepts of data controller, i.e. the entity which processes data, and data subject, i.e. the natural person whose data is being collected, with data fiduciary and data principal. It aimed to create a trust-based relationship between the two. The bill largely incorporated data protection principles from the EU GDPR and EU data protection jurisprudence, including fair and reasonable processing of data, purpose limitation, collection limitation, lawful processing, storage limitation, data quality, and accountability. These rights include the right to access and correction, the right to data, portability, and right to be forgotten, a right to prevent or restrict disclosure of personal data by a fiduciary. Most importantly, consent had been given a crucial status in the draft data protection law. Thus, a primary basis for processing of personal data must be individual consent. Arguments in favor of Aadhaar and making it mandatory. Aadhaar is the most widely held identity document in the country, with around 92 crore people under it. Restricting Aadhaar's voluntary use would mean a majority of the population will not be able to use it to access various social schemes. Aadhaar can help eliminate duplication and impersonation in muster rolls and beneficiary lists, plugging the leaks that currently characterize most social welfare initiatives. It will impact nearly 1 crore workers under MGNREGA who use Aadhaar to withdraw their wages every month, and nearly 31,000 pensioners. Countering the privacy argument, UIDI says the data captured is secure and encrypted right at the source, and all biometrics are stored in the Government of India's servers with world-class security standards. Aadhaar shall be able to reduce the involvement of middlemen who siphon off part of the subsidy. So far, the government subsidies contained products like food, grains, fertilizers, water, electricity, and services, education, healthcare, by providing them at a lower than market price to the beneficiaries. This has led to operational inefficiencies, and Aadhaar-enabled DCT, direct cash transfer system, will improve the situation and would ensure timely payment directly to intended beneficiaries, reduce transaction costs and leakages. The government inserted a provision making it mandatory to quote Aadhaar number while applying for PAN card, as well as when filing income tax returns. The main objective of this exercise is to link the PAN with Aadhaar, and thereby also identify tax evaders. Even the Aadhaar Act regulations state that an individual's Aadhaar number may be omitted permanently or deactivated temporarily by the Unique Identification Authority of India. Identity of a citizen in the wake of infiltrations from neighboring countries may be described as the missing link in India's efforts to rise as a superpower Aadhaar may be termed as the technology-linked identity drive in right direction. Decision overviewed. The 9-judge bench of the Supreme Court,